Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm videoing today on my A7R4. The reason for that is I'm actually going to talk about my vlogging camera. The Sony RX100 Mark7, which you see here, is the camera I've been vlogging on since December, well, more or less when I started actually. It's a lovely little camera, it really is. It's got one drawback, and that is the battery life. So you have to come armed with pockets full of spare batteries that are charged. That's a bit of a niggle, but I can live with it. I bought, and it hasn't arrived yet, the replacement camera for this, which is the new ZX1 from Sony, which, whereas this one has a flip-up screen that way, and in flipping it up you obscure the bottom row of the screen. Consequently you can't see the settings that you've got for aperture and for shutter speed and so on and so forth. And also it's just inconvenient having that sticking up there, and just it's not the best of solutions. It's worked so far. It's been a very good camera. I'm very pleased with it. I have managed to get an incredibly tiny little scratch on there when it fell off the tripod. Well, it didn't fall off the tripod with it on got blown off the top of a fence I put it on, and it must have obviously happened then. It's the only thing I can think that happened. Anyway, moving on. This is a very good little video camera. It works really well. I'm very pleased with it. The auto eye tracking that it does works really well as well, and it's served me very well. And this morning I went out and actually shot a whole video with this, and also took stills with this to see how capable it was. So that's a function or a subject for a video that I'm working on at the moment. But what I wanted to talk to you about here was that the new camera hasn't arrived yet. I ordered it from Park Cameras, which isn't a plug for them, by the way, it's just where I ordered it from, about a week ago, and it's significantly cheaper than this to buy, but it's very, very video centric. For instance, the screen, rather than flipping up, actually twists out at the side and rotates, which is absolutely spot on. It also has a built-in microphone. It doesn't have this stupid little eye level finder type thing, rangefinder style viewfinder, which I never ever use. Instead of it, it's actually got a hot shoe. And in that hot shoe I can plug a remote for the microphone, making the whole system much more usable from my point of view. But in buying this, having bought it, at the same time they had an offer on this beast here, which is the wireless Bluetooth controller, which doubles as a tiny little tripod. It doubles as, if I put it on the camera you can see, a support for the camera, which is its primary purpose, and it works with virtually all of the new Sony cameras. My A7R4 works with it, my RX10 Mark4 works with it, and this little RX100 works with it perfectly. And it has controls on here to allow me to zoom the camera, to allow me to take a photograph, to allow me to start and stop video recording. Also it has a customised button here as well. Now, normally these are quite expensive, they're about 160 quid, but as part of the deal with buying it with the ZX1, I got it for about 75, and for that price it's damn good. I'm really pleased with this because it allows me to completely control the camera from the buttons, so I don't have to sort of reach around the back to reach to these stupid and difficult to get to buttons. The other good thing about it is that whereas the other sort of miniature handheld devices, the previous one, I can't remember the model number, it doesn't really matter, had a cable that went up and plugged into the USB port, which just made it feel uncomfortable and clumsy, and just, I don't like cables running everywhere. We live in a modern age, everything can connect wirelessly. Anyway, this one connects wirelessly and it's absolutely great. I love it. It's easy to hold the camera when I'm out vlogging. I can easily press this button in, spin it round through whatever angle I want, and I can use it as a good hold for the camera when I'm actually taking stills with it. I can pop its little legs out here as such and mount it on something as a tiny tripod. I can alter the angle that the camera sits relative to the main handle part easily, and that's all friction adjustable here with this little knob. It really is excellent. I'm very pleased with this. So if any of you out there are Sony users and you fancy splashing a bit of cash to perhaps make your life easier if you're vlogging with one of these, or even if you're just using it for stills. It does make it so much easier to use the camera. I really am impressed with it. And as you've probably noticed, I've got a Peak Designs little tag thing on here for hanging it, because on my shoulder strap I've got a Peak Design holder that this goes into, and it just sits underneath my arm when I'm walking, ready to use, ready to pick up and just take pictures or video as I see fit. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. When I get the ZX1, which probably is due in a couple of weeks' time, I think they said, this camera, I haven't decided whether to keep it and use it as a second vlogging camera, because obviously it's still perfectly capable of doing that, or whether or not I'm actually going to sell it on eBay, or potentially I might make this my main stills camera and vlog with the ZX1 and do stills with this. I haven't decided yet. I'm in a bit of a quandary on this whole subject of which cameras to use and for what. The Sony the A7R4, which I'm videoing this on, is a stunning camera, no doubt about it. But it's a lot of camera to carry around. Camera, 3 lenses, tripod, nearly always necessary if you're going to use the resolution that camera has. So I'm just in two minds at the moment whether or not I just slim my whole camera equipment down to this beastie and the new vlogging camera. We shall see. That's probably a subject for another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you actually found this little bit of product review useful. It's not really a product review as such, it's just a statement of what I'm using and why I'm using it. Anyway, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.